Guys, it's Thursday, June 11th, 2020, and this is the program. Rob, how are you at your bunker studio?
I am overwhelmed with things to remember and things to talk about. I got a notepad going on here. Lots of things on it. Lots of stuff for the. Oh my God, this is going to be a good show. Twigs.
Twigs.
Yes, sir.
What is on your mind? I mean, can you? What the? Twigs? Where do you begin? Because I don't know where to begin.
Well, I mean, I think it's perhaps would be a good place to start, considering some of the information we heard about one of our friends today, and he just had a family member apparently diagnosed with this quote unquote COVID deal. So,
Yeah.
Apparently that hospital that he went to, I don't want to say where it was, they're still not allowing hydroxychloroquine to be prescribed, even though the Lancet just a couple of days ago, they retracted those studies that they put out saying that it was dangerous. Now they retracted those, but there's still hospitals refusing to use it.
Interesting.
Blows my mind.
And we know that it works. I mean, it does work, right?
Yep.
I mean, as far, I hate even participating in these narratives because I'm of the position that this is all a lot of bullshit. This is just something that we carry around in us. Who even knows if it's from a virus? It's just a bunch of it's. If you can research, if the audience wants to research Carrie Banks Mullis, Nobel Prize-winning biochemist, inventor of the polymerase chain reaction, which is what they're using to test for this. The man himself who invented it says it can't be used for a test. Anyway, this is likely just a bunch of genetic junk, just part of a bunch of genetic junk that probably almost everybody has. Even almost all these. Twigs, you were telling me something very interesting earlier that I didn't know. I know all about the polymerase chain reaction just because I followed Carrie Banks Mullis and read his work since high school, and I'm currently 35 years old. Twigs, tell me what I didn't know.
Well, I mean, these are just from some of the doctors and videos that I've watched, and I'm not a doctor, but it makes sense to me that, even
I
that
thought you were a doctor.
So did I.
I'm a doctor of the woods. That's about it. But no, allegedly even that sequence that they're supposed to be testing for is only 80% of a match of any type of these virus strains. So, in the DNA world or the RNA world, that's not a very significant number at all. So, I think that would explain why we were getting a lot of false negatives. And unless they changed the tests, since the beginning, I don't know if they did or not. But they were having big issues with those tests. And that's well documented. They're just getting away from the cause.
So I didn't know that they were testing for a specific sequence of code in the or how are you supposed to say it? The polymerase chain reaction isolates a certain sequence of genes. Is that how you say that? I'm opening up a brand new Intel AM 13 1.3 millimeter pencil, which I'm going to use to take some notes and write and scribble in the margins of some books. Anyway, so I didn't know that they were using something that identifies with 80% of all COVID viruses. What the polymerase chain reaction does is allows you to look at a piece of DNA. It allows you to unravel the DNA and isolate a certain part of it and replicate it, so you have a lot of it to look at. But you have to already know what you're looking for in order to find it. You basically just send these enzymes to work, and if there's something in there for them to find, it will work. And if it's not, you won't, So it's just like a fucking crapshoot.
Well, they didn't isolate it. That's the problem. That's why that sequence is not even close to 100%. But again, I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor.
I don't think you are.
But I can share the link to the guy that did a 40-minute presentation, and he's very familiar with all this stuff. And I can share a video after the show for everybody.
I think that would be very beneficial. Victor.
Robert, thanks for having me on today.
Victor, you're one of the founding members of the WERV network.
I'm just happy to be here. If you look at everybody gathering in the streets, would you think that there even was COVID-19? Why do these cities not care about these crowds gathering, but some kid has to sit up in his apartment and can't go out to get a sandwich or he'll get clubbed in the head? What's going on here?
Well,
Why is this happening?
Nobody's even talking about coronavirus as far as I can see anymore. Nobody.
Well,
they're starting to, right? I thought today we were starting to hear about it a lot.
Well, I mean, people,
it's
the
starting
sheeple.
to heat back up.
I'm talking about the sheeple. I mean, the sheeple are just being sheeple. Sorry, Twigs.
Nope, sorry.
Go ahead.
Nope. I was just going to echo
what
first. Dick was saying.
Right. Okay, so these people are no one that I see on like my social media feeds is talking about it or hasn't been talking about it, but I can think Fauci starting to say stuff, and again, like I just saw something like Fauci was on some dumb morning show saying that this is going to be his worst nightmare, not because he directly caused thousands of people to end their own lives due to extreme depression and worry. Listen, people, I'm upset about that very personally. I relate to that. Like people don't even know. I can't believe that. Do you have any idea what? I'm very angered that people are so upset over what happened with George Floyd, ostensibly. Ooh. And they're not upset about, they still get mad at people about marching or protesting for their rights, to get out of their houses again. They're not mad about the people who have succumbed
well, they're
to
not just
terminal
marching
depression.
And protesting. They're destroying. I was just watching some live footage from Miami just a couple minutes ago. We had a brutal scene between protesters and the Miami police. Half of these police, they're tired. I mean, they're fighting people left and right, trying to protect themselves. They got stuff being thrown at them. They're being attacked. Why is it that every attack right now involves a skateboard? What is it?
Have you noticed that? I haven't seen that. That would be.
Yeah,
I mean, I know you had that one photo of your.
It's
of your
either
buddy,
bricks or skateboards.
Yeah. What was your friend in the picture's name? With the 5-tool skateboard.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me. You want the 5-tool?
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
Where do you get that at?
You know
Is
what?
that
I've taken it
like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that footage. I'm gonna have to find it. I don't have it available right now. So, Mr. Producer, can you? Where's Mr. Producer?
Mr. Producer, can someone send Mr. Producer a direct message?
Yep.
I don't have that screen available right now. Mr. Anonymous, are we talking about Mr. Anonymous? Out in Hollywood, West Hollywood, California? He's not there anymore, or is he still there? He was moving to get away from the riots and all the danger that all these peace-loving, tolerance touting leftists.
I thought that in one of those messages
it's a war
that he
on the
had,
shore.
It is. This is war. This is war. This is modern day warfare, in my opinion.
It's something. It's something.
This is it.
It's some weird stuff.
We are at war. There is a war.
This is war. I mean, and Trump's been saying that, even though he was talking about fighting COVID, but we really are at war. This is modern day civil war, in my opinion.
He was talking about fighting COVID because he had to, because it's part of the narrative. And the sheep would accept nothing less, because Trump, unfortunately, doesn't control the television.
Well, nobody knows what the hell's going on. First, it's one thing, and then there's mass gatherings and the total destruction. And I'll tell you one thing you're not seeing is, BLM or any of these people helping with the cleanup. They seem to vandalize and trash cities, but no one ever gets involved in the cleanup project the next day. Twigs, it because we always used to your house was the party house for the band, and we would always, mostly your fridge would get destroyed, your kitchen would get destroyed, the house would get destroyed, but by dinner time the next night, it was wrapped up. The house was normal again.
No, everybody was good. Well, that's why I didn't mind doing it. I mean, we had fun, we had a good time, and everybody was responsible and was respectful enough to clean up.
I don't remember anybody graffitiing your wall. I never seen graffiti at your house.
Black Lives Matter. Exactly, they're very, very bad party guests.
Just missing food.
Maybe if we brought some snacks out there to these rioters, they wouldn't be so violent.
I think it's going to take a bunch of prepaid debit cards Like, just, okay, go.
Well, they've already got just about unlimited funding from Soros. I mean, we already know that.
And I
Has
don't
there
think they're
been
going
any
to
pizza
accept any
deliveries?
bribes at this
Hey,
point.
that make-believe city they have going on in Seattle, has anybody ordered have we seen like a 20-stack pizza delivery? You know, who ordered the pizzas? That's the question.
Yeah, this
So
is
look for the
astonishing
pizza.
what's going on in Seattle.
That people say it's a money trail. I say follow the pizza guy. Look at who ordered those pizzas for all those people. You got a 200 pizza order show up. Look for who paid for the pizzas.
Exactly. Find that fucking receipt.
Somebody's paying for the pizza.
So, yeah, go ahead, Twigs. I'm looking through my stack of stuff here. So I got if you guys go ahead.
No,
well, Rob,
I mean,
peel something off the stack.
All right, so let's okay, so here is something that came from the program exclusive Newswire. Do you guys know about the Sunrise Movement? The Sunrise Movement demands a new chapter.
Yes.
So
that was on my list too. Okay, so that's perfect.
Okay, so this is where
I get a haircut for
I just took a screenshot.
What's involved in these new? I already have a full schedule, just trying to survive. I don't know if I can take on any cults or any kind of weird whatever's going on in Seattle with the pretend city. You know what it's similar to, having kids and watching them play war in the yard, and they don't know you're watching, but they think they're like in some serious,
really
that's
rich
what's
kids
going on. This is
war.
like
all the weapons.
I mean, this is like tuck them in at night, sing them to sleep, get a warm bottle. Hey, Mike, throw the bottle in the microwave. I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, these kids never came off the nip. They were never weaned off the nip.
Throw a bottle in the microwave. That, if anything, the cops should be throwing warm bottles of milk.
How far away are the cops? Like, where is their perimeter? Are the cops?
It's only it's only like 6 or 7 block area.
So I mean, are the cops like right on the other side, or are they far away, or what? Are they just going to be?
They're surrounding the make-believe city.
Yeah,
like literally how close though? Like, can they see them, or what are they doing? Like, are they standing there with riot shields?
They're doing news. They're doing interviews with local news and national news, talking about how until there's change, they're going to keep their city. You know, it's like building.
What are they going to do for
city in your living room at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because you're a kid and you have a whole city built? And
listen, what if they just turn off the power
forever?
What if they just cut the power? Why don't they just cut the power?
That's a dangerous precedent, because then they'll do that to us. We got to be careful with that.
They'll make light. They'll make light with fire. That's for sure.
Yeah, but they got to come out of their city. They got to come out of their new no world zone, hill freedom, whatever the fuck they're fucking calling it. Some dumb snowflake land tower, fucking fortress, whatever it is. What do they do? Well, they built a fort, right? Like a blanket fort or something.
That's exactly right.
You don't need an ID there at all for anything. It's just, if you want to be 21, you're 21.
I mean, Seattle's pretty out.
If you want to be a dog,
out there anyways,
you can identify as a dog.
Yeah, what happened to Seattle
in these zones? These are the most free zones you can be in.
They went hardcore liberal. I mean, that's what happened. They were, they had. I mean, is it Amazon headquartered there? And wasn't Seattle one of the first cities to try to experiment with, making the minimum wage $15, and it went to shit real quick.
Well, what happens to the people at $15? Do they get bumped up?
They want $20.
No, those business. Yeah, they get.
What
bumped
about
up.
The business owners? When do they get to actually make some money?
They don't. They shut down. That's what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why do people? Sustainability is such a fucking buzzword for these people. Why do people think that an increased minimum wage all the time is sustainable?
Well, now it's all about this isn't a livable wage. Well, you know what? You're not entitled to have a livable wage. When was that even? They're getting
Rush Limbaugh there.
They're getting away from and they have been for quite some time, not just raise the minimum wage, but we need a livable wage. Now that's a whole different ball game. I mean, if you want to raise the minimum wage a little bit, I mean, I can see to adjust for inflation and all that, but I mean, now you got to make a livable wage or it's not right. And then that's why they supplement these, that's why they get these people.
Well, minimum wage isn't bad. It's still like $10 an hour. I mean, if you put in 50 hours, look,
I think it's more than that in Florida, isn't it?
In some
Well,
places,
yeah,
it
but
is.
look, here's what I'm saying though. You can still make $500 a week in 5 days on $10 an hour. I mean, come on. So
You can make money,
no
and
one's willing to
especially
learn anything though. People
exactly.
look, that's called a starting wage. It's not
Yep.
for the rest of
People
your
want
life. You start
$15
out
an
at
hour at
10.
McDonald's.
Well, that's a stepping stone job. You might start at McDonald's, go to the pizza place, go to Publix,
Yeah, who
pick up
wants to
some
raise a
stock,
family working at
save those, sell
McDonald's?
those, turn them into something, flip that. You got to start somewhere. People want
Absolutely.
the end of the butterfly effect. You know what it is. Nobody wants to try and catch a wave. Go catch
Oh, I
yourself a
do.
wave, man. It's nice once you ride. Catch it, ride it, ride it.
It's been so long since I've done that. Oh man, only exercise I ever got. Not really.
Oh,
I mean, recently,
been
yeah.
surfing once, and that'll be it.
I used to do it every day.
In the shark-infested waters of New Smyrna Beach with
Yeah.
undertows and a bunch of surfers that know you
Shark
don't
bite
belong
capital
out
of the
there.
world.
They won't talk to you out there. They won't talk to you out there.
Oh, is that
I
where
got
you did
snubbed.
it? That's where you. Oh, because that was my favorite surf spot. I love New Smyrna.
I was dragged out there by a surfer buddy, and
Here's
I'll
the
tell you,
right
it's different
in
when you get
Australia,
out
I
there.
think.
It
back here.
looks like it's not much from the shore, but
Right.
once you get out there, it's a whole different world, and it's tough.
Dude, this
I
wave
got beat up.
behind me kills people. This is a consistent wave. It's a breakout in
Yeah,
Australia,
I
I
don't
think.
even want to know that wave's name.
It's
Get
called
that
the
away
right.
from me.
It kills people.
Yeah, for sure. Surfing is no joke. I mean, that's a tough deal.
It's fantastic exercise. I mean, it works every muscle in your body. I mean, I'm talking your fingers to your toes.
Yep.
Everything.
Oh, it's crazy.
So we're not here to talk about surfing. I mean, hey, you know what? This show can be anything. We're all focused on politics right now, but there are lots of other things in the future that I want to get into. I mean, there's always lots of
it's all tied together. It's all tied together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we have? We don't have any itinerary for this show right now. I mean, I got lots of stuff. I got anything you want in the stack of stuff, but is there anything on is there anything else that you think anyone's interested in that anyone wants to hear about?
Trump held a pretty serious roundtable with black entrepreneurs yesterday. And I'll tell you what, he had a pretty impressive panel, and they were hitting it out of the park. I had one guy I wanted to bring up to you guys. His name is, let me see here, Raynard Jackson. He's the Raynard Jackson and Associates president and CEO. That really impressive guy.
Now, what is that gentleman's name again?
Raynard Jackson.
Raynard Jackson.
Raynard Jackson, and he was on the round table last night.
On the round
See,
table.
what
with
Trump
Raynard.
does is what Trump did. Instead of burning stuff down, beating people up, he gathered entrepreneurs, radio hosts, entrepreneurs, and put them at a round table. And I think you would be surprised to hear what was being talked about. If Trump just knows how to get stuff done. I'm going to find another piece of information here. I'm going to find another piece of information. Here we go. Now, this woman right here. Okay. Sunny Johnson. She's a Sirius XM's Sunny Corner. She's the host. And I'll tell you what, she blew everybody away. When it was another gentleman's time to speak. He said, I don't even know if I can say anything after that. I can tell you Trump's going to be working with her and all these people that were on the round table. These are entrepreneurs.
About, specifically, anything? Did I miss that? Did you say
just how to make real change in some of these neighborhoods and these programs and stuff that you can actually do.
Okay, so this is in response to the what's his name? Look, the whole fucking country is up in riots over this guy. What's his name?
No,
ladies and gentlemen, you expect me to believe that the whole goddamn country? What the fuck is his name? Floyd. What's his first name?
Floyd.
George Floyd.
Yeah,
See,
Floyd.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But what I'm saying is the round table is very effective. These people have amazing ideas, and they are products of just hard work. These
Right. I
are
guess I was
just
talking about
normal
something
people.
kind of peripheral.
They're entrepreneurs. So
So,
good examples. They're good examples.
Exactly.
Instead of beating up a cop car.
Yeah, there's something that the youth could aspire to be. And those are the types of people that they should be looking up to. But they're not. They're looking up to Antifa clowns that have bats and want to set fire to the fucking country. It's a joke.
How do you look up to people like that when you were young? How do you look up to, I mean, where do you see, doesn't this come, it seems to me this has to be parenting.
Yes, absolutely. Parenting and school. It's both.
Yeah, but I mean, there has to be a serious lack of parenting. I mean, you can't look. The schools always
the parents themselves,
mush, but my parents
themselves
prevented
like
that
as well.
Say that again.
Yeah, it runs in the family in a lot of these families.
Yeah. Well, they've gone ahead and they've been successful at dismantling the nuclear family in the country. They've done it. They've done it. The divorce rates are through the roof. Single parents are through the roof. I'm actually one of them. So I don't have a whole lot of room to talk, but I'm a hard worker. And my parents are still together, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing if they're not, but they were good examples, and they instilled that work ethic in me. Going back to what you're saying, Robbie, with parenting, I mean, I had a job as soon as I was old enough to get one, a legitimate one. And then even before that, I was doing side jobs just for just to instill work ethic. That was all I did it for. It's not like I was making millions of dollars, I mean, I'd work over the summer mowing lawns or something until I was 15 and could start working at Winn-Dixie, and then from there you just go up, just like you were saying, Vic. It's just a starting point. But my parents wanted me to work, and it's not because that they wanted my money. They just wanted me to work because they wanted me to have that ethic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they don't. Unfortunately, a lot of parents don't do that anymore.
No,
they either have a lot of money and they spoil the crap out of their kids, or they're a product of the system and they're just mooching off the government. It's like it's almost like it's one or the other.
A lot of parents probably shouldn't be raising children.
Said, Twigs.
I mean, not that I have anything to say about that. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't think anyone should step in and do. Hey, I want one of those pop filters, man. That's you sound really clear and crisp. I can hear through my monitor all of these S's and P's. This built-in one. Anyway, I need to find one of those.
You sound great.
I thought you had one. I've got.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you send it to me through the?
Oh, you mean right this second? Okay. Yeah. I got you. Sorry.
No. You got a really great setup back there, Twigs.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
What do
you think about that,
it's
Vic?
Important that people prepare for, look, this isn't going away. They're talking about some pretty weird shit. They're talking about
bizarre,
weird shit.
Fucking bizarro world.
Yeah. Yep. So from what I'm understanding, everybody be on high alert. Live, do your thing. Go boating every fucking weekend, whatever you got to do.
You got to live your lives. I mean, even in the places
live your lives, but
a lot of places people can't live their lives yet still.
Always keep an eye on the road and behind, your property. Just don't get too comfortable, because you see what's going on in Seattle. I mean,
everybody needs to buy guns and ammo.
It's weird.
Everyone needs to get some guns and ammo. Maybe get yourself a GAU 8A Avenger cannon, 30mm 7-barrel Gatling cannon. 1,500 rounds. I think you'll empty the entire magazine in 7 seconds if you hold the trigger down. Long live the hog. Yeah.
A lot of us wouldn't even be here today if it weren't for that thing.
That's true. That's very true. Here it is again. I love the A10. I thought for a long time I might drive one of these things, but that's another story. So, listen, we were talking about, I'm scrolling through the feed. What about this guy? What do you think about, what about the propaganda machine in general? Don't you see how, isn't it becoming apparent to everyone you think that it actually, that is actually what it is? I mean, it's even revealing itself to me more than I ever thought. And I thought that I was on top of things. And I'm beginning to think that most of the things that I've seen on television for most of my life are not true.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
They're being lying there.
And they're being more transparent about it now too.
I mean, they don't care.
Although, I mean, I will say that the media has always been left leaning, but they, at least a while ago, they used to try to cover it. You know, they used to try to cover it up, or
Yeah.
they'd at least try to
They had
hide it.
some
They're
shame.
they're not hiding it anymore, and there's no accountability. So what happens when there's no accountability? I mean, these people have been getting more and more power. They've been accruing more and more power over the years, and now they feel like it's to the point where they're all in because honestly, because of Trump. I mean, Trump's attacking the media.
This is Trump behind me right here. This is how I envision him. That's what I voted for. I don't know if that's an Abrams, but I always envision Trump as just a weapon. I know he's not the perfect guy, but he is the perfect guy for right now, and he's going to end up being better. He's going to be the best president this country's ever had, better than even George Washington, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care. Anyone, all of them. Best president fucking ever. Yeah, that's him behind. He, in my mind, from the get-go, he's an Abrams tank, and I'm the driver, and he knows it. He knows it, and Trump can't screw up. People think that his base is just brainwashed, but you got to look. That's just part of the propaganda machine. The base are the drivers of the tank, and Trump knows that the base can turn on him at any second.
Yep, absolutely. And he's going to appeal to the base. And you know what? I caught wind that he, he's unhappy about having the convention in North Carolina. So
I don't blame him.
Is that a Democrat or Republican?
Of course, Democrat, obviously.
So I don't even know. I mean, when is that happening?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I think
is that happening soon?
No, but I think he's going to move it to Florida. I mean, there's a little birdie
or
that
Texas.
They've been talking
Alabama,
about it, but
it could be anywhere. Georgia.
Yeah. Nothing's for sure. Nothing's set in stone. But I'm just saying, if there's any way that we can if he comes to Florida, we should make a road trip.
Yeah.
Well, we can go live from the scene. I don't see any reason why we would be obligated. Right there.
I think that'd be our duty.
Definitely.
We would be doing everybody a disservice if we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would definitely set up a PA system and get a spot. We would all sit at the table and we would just do the show.
Hey, gentlemen, we're already coming up on 40 minutes. It says we got a 10-minute warning, 9 minutes.
Okay, let's start to close this out.
Do you think that this, I mean, guys, do you want to make this like a multiple edition episode? I mean, I feel like we could just go on forever. Do you guys have stuff to do?
I mean, I don't have stuff to do right now, but I mean,
I think we just close this out at 40 minutes here, fellas.
40 minutes. Yeah. People want, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, look, folks, you're listening, watching the program. Robbie Coates here. We have Derek Twiggs McConnell and Victor Victrix Valaire on the other end of this Zoom stuff.
How we doing there?
So, look, folks, for 40 minutes like that, you better come back every day. We're trying to do this every day. Subscribe.
Yeah, why don't you call out the channels if you have them handy.
Facebook,
that's right. Facebook
okay.
and YouTube. So maybe
Facebook. Sorry, yeah, this is our. Facebook is WERVnet. Facebook.com/WERV. That's Whiskey Echo Romeo Victor net, and the Twitter account is at The Real Program. And Instagram. Do I have an Instagram up yet? I don't think so. Facebook, Twitter. YouTube is some well, that's what you're watching if you're watching this. So subscribe, do whatever those other channels.
I'll tell you, there is a lot of disturbing, these are bunkers we're broadcasting from.
Nobody can know.
These are crazy times right now.
And these are all secret locations.
That's happening all around the country. There's mobs lynching people. People are just getting beat up left and right for this phony movement. I mean, where did this come from?
Totally phony. Phony baloney.
Talk about needing some Roundup weed killer for these weeds, because we did not ask for this. We planted. we were looking for flowers, and we got these weird weeds all in the. Get it out of here.
Yeah. I think that comes down to
would Roundup work if we?
I don't know, but I think that's a
Roundup on these people.
Fertilizer problem. Some plants prefer different levels of different things and pH.
These large crowds of people just need to go home. And
who are all these people?
They're not. There is no MAGA hats in these crowds.
That's an important point to note, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. There is no MAGA hats. I mean.
Oh my God! Let's
just be real about this. 99% the Democratic Party that's out doing all this.
Yeah, and I've been trying to explain that to people too, and they don't get it.
This is
the Democrat Party is the longest running criminal enterprise in the history of the country.
Keep running with that.
Did I just say something too over the top?
Keep running with that. I like that.
Folks, I mean, we got 6 minutes and 51 seconds remaining on the clock here before we have a hard break coming up, as they say in the industry. Folks, this is we're going to need to go in, guys. We're going to need to go into the criminal enterprise history. I mean, what do you want? How far should we go back?
Well, I mean, we can go. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to dive deep into it right now, with considering our time constraints. But
let's make that next episode or a whole episode or something.
Yeah, I think we should, and because there's a lot that we could bring to the table on that. And
just go ahead.
I just think. Listen, guys. I mean, I just think Seattle having a pretend little city going on is a big deal. It's bigger than anybody can imagine. You know, they're going to try to do it in other places. They're trying to. Too many people are watching these TV shows like The Walking Dead and stuff. They're hoping for this stuff. All these weirdos talking about zombies and stuff, guys.
Yeah, I think they're conditioned to believe that this kind of stuff is possible through that sort of thing.
Stay alert, full alert. Everybody stay alerted. That's all we can tell you here. Those are some of my closing thoughts on the show. Or just don't let them get the upper hand on us. Be prepared. That's it. You know, they're planning something weird. Maybe they're not, but the writing's on the wall.
There's a third thing coming.
Something's coming. I mean,
what do you think is the third thing? What do you think? We got a solid 5 minutes, guys. We don't need to close.
You just see part of it. The phony city in Seattle that they think they have a little section of the city on lockdown.
Has anything happened today? Have you heard about anything about what has Trump responded to that? Has he? Is there any fighting going on?
Yes.
Let us know. Tell us about that.
Trump's saying if Seattle can't retake its police station, that he's going to retake it.
And he said that in a live or a tweet or what?
And of course, they come out in a tweet. And basically, if you can't control your city, he's going to control it for you, is what's coming. Because he's not going to let this happen. Look. This isn't Obama where you get a trophy and a stack of cash for doing this.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Trump is going to come in and handle it. They're going to sweep the streets. It's not going to be hard. And he's going to make a fool out of a lot of people.
There's going to be shooting.
There will, but listen, this is the United States military. We go up against other countries. A bunch of children pretending to lock down a city block with barricades and just a pretend self-defense system. They think, the military would take them 10 minutes to regain that. It would take any group of real men 10 minutes. Sure. I mean, I could gather a military crew right now and we could regain that whole city block. I could call 10 guys and we could go in there and literally clean the whole place up.
Yeah. They could send in an F-22 show of force. I swear to God. Look, I spend a little bit of time on.
Call these kids' parents too. Get a hold of the parents.
People are like, "Where's JoJo?
Do the parents? JoJo? He's down. JoJo's on the city council of the new city. Did you hear about it?
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. I've been wondering exactly that. Do these parents even know that their kids are involved in this? Do they think they're just spending the night at Tommy's house?
The new city council.
Yeah, but mom and dad just think he's spending the night at Billy's or something.
Oh, he's spending the night all right.
Yeah.
In the police station.
The rest of his life, yeah.
On his new bedroom. His new bedroom down at the Seattle Police Department.
I mean, when I was growing up, we'd lie to our parents and we'd all say that we're sleeping at each other's houses so that we could go throw a party in the woods or something. These kids are going out there to riot. Like I can't even process that. Like as a kid that age, like I can't even.
No.
That never. I mean, it just never once crossed my mind.
That was like there were like really bad kids occasionally in the population of children at like elementary school or growing up any level of any part of life growing up in school. There's always a few bad kids, and maybe there's a really bad kid, maybe a couple really. This is like what they would do. This is like the really it's an anomaly, but there's so fucking many of them now. For us, it would have been an anomaly.
We need to carry this conversation over into tomorrow's episode because what you're hitting on right now is ties into the sunrise movement that you were talking about, because they
put
they
it
have
in the notes.
yeah.
Right, we are at 2 minutes, guys. So let's 2 minutes is plenty of radio time, plenty. But let's start. Twigs, continue with that. Just let's close out here.
Yeah, I'll kind of help set up for tomorrow, at least maybe we can start the show with this, unless there's some breaking news somewhere. But yeah, like you were saying, just to circle back to the kids, and where are your kids when it comes to these parents? Well, it turns out the Sunrise Movement has actually been recruiting high school, junior high kids to at least start indoctrinating them, and I think we should expand on that tomorrow. But there's proof of it now. It came out
part
yesterday.
Of the formula.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Victor.
I'm just checking my notes here, and I just wanted to. We're going to talk on the next episode about ESPN and what they're doing, and some of the crap that they're posting on Facebook and video games. What's going on there? A lot of these live video games. We're going to touch base on that on the next episode. It's going to be the pandemic thrill ride of the summer here on WERV.
It's the pandemic thrill ride of the year. Victor, didn't mean to cut you off with that there at the end, but it is going to be the pandemic thrill ride of the year. Yeah, this summer. Coronavirus. Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Coates, Victor Valaire, and
we want to thank
Twigs
everybody
McConnell
listening. We're nobody without the listeners.
Yeah,
we
folks,
need you.
I can't believe 40 minutes has gone by. It feels like 5. Folks, you're watching the program. I'm going to call it, guys.